Wow, the retail investors in US has bought in $2 billion worth of stocks on Tuesday. And the crazy part of this is, right, they actually added more on Wednesday, and even Cathie Wood herself had bought in more stocks. This is incredible. What do you think will happen from here itself? Let me share this with you and let us analyze and see what can we do from it. Now before that itself, disclaimer apply as usual, and thanks AIMS for sponsoring everything here. Thank you. Now, the retail investors bought in big during Tuesday and yesterday's sell-off. Alright, so what actually happened? According to CNBC and Bloomberg, they spent at least $2 billion buying the dip buying, alright? And they are buying ETF, they are buying into Apple, they are buying into Tesla. This is really incredible because we can see from the chart itself, right, the price was coming down during the period of time. But the thing is this, is it a chance to tell us that maybe this is the bottom, or what can we potentially see if the selling continue? All right, so let me share with you more in details now. Now apparently, all right, this is what happened over the last few months. Now you can see that whenever the retail start to buy in, you can see that the market has a very interesting phenomenon. Let me explain this to you. Now on this day when the market was coming down, okay, you can see from my screen here, the huge volume came in as much as $2 billion, okay. So the thing is this, if you look back into history, there were once back in the May to June period, whereby the thing really happened, whereby it went to $2 billion and the market actually recovered, okay. But interestingly, then after that, the market sell off. Okay, you see over here, this is something interesting, okay. Then of course, we can see back over here itself, there was a day on May again, and this time the thing went more than $2 billion, easily by $2.5 billion. The market went up initially, but after that, the market sell off again. So the question is this a sign that the market is going to go up, or a sign that there could be more selling coming on? So we all know that when retailers are buying shares, and they are usually the sacrifice candidates, right? So what do you think? Now the thing is that they have bought in as much as $100 million of Apple, Advanced Micro Devices, Tesla, okay? And they bought in the ETFs, or it is all from vendor track, and they also buy it, they basically said, right, they're going to buy into Nvidia, Amazon too. So it seems that now people are really buying, all right? So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? So what I do is I check the chart right now just to show it to you, okay? A quick one here. All right, let me just share you the chart right now. This is Apple. Now you can see that there's huge amount of volume that came in on the day of selling. So usually when you have a big sell-off and the volume comes in, that is a sign of either the market is getting out or the boys are coming in, okay? But the thing is that usually if that's the case, the next day there should be some form of recovery. I'm not too sure how it defines recovery. I don't think so. So my bet is that 152 is still going to be a very, very important level to watch out for. If the market loses 152, then the market has a tendency to go down to 147. I'm still seeing that point. Now for Tesla, it has regained above the 300 mark. I'll talk about Tesla very, very shortly, but I feel that this 300 mark has been a very strong resistance. I think traders should consider to take some profit. Now, of course, we have other counter like Nvidia. Let me bring it in right now. Now, Nvidia is not doing anywhere better. You can see that Nvidia, when the share came down, it broke the low and it went to 130 with volume, and yesterday it went even lower. So, seemingly doesn't really make sense over here. And of course, we can have another one. What we have is Amazon, another favorite by the market. Here we go, Amazon. Now, Amazon shares have came down on Tuesday, also pretty well volume, but yesterday it rebounded, but still it did not really rebound as the way we wanted it. So 125 is a very critical level for Amazon, and if 125 fail to hold, this is serious, because if 125 fail to hold, that's a very good chance that we can even see all the way back to 101, which happened back in June and May this year. So this is something to watch out for. 125 traders, you need to watch all this, okay? All right, so this is something that we need to take note of, and of course the past history shows that there will be some initial recovery, but then after that the selling will resume. So not too sure this is a sign for us to go in or get out instead. Now, Cathie Wood goes big. In fact, she just entered the biggest dip buying since February. ARK funds actually bought in 27 stocks at a go. All right, she's really walking the walk apparently. So you can see right now, right, this is the huge amount of buying across the board. And well, all I can say is this: Cathie Wood, this ARK Innovation has been down quite a fair bit. And of course, yes, on Tuesday, apparently she bought in more Roku, more Butterfly Network, and Zoom. All right, the question is that these counters are down by 70% and more. So of course, she's definitely doing dollar cost averaging, and if the market rebound from here, she could make a lot of money. But the question is, can she even survive until then? That is my big question. So let's look at ARK Innovation today. Let's take a look right now. ARKK. Now you can see that ARK recovered a little bit on Tuesday. It gaps down. It was at around 45. Back then it gapped down all the way to close at 42. Yesterday recovered to 43. The question is, there's volume involved, but if let's say if you look at the chart collectively, you can see right now that this counter doesn't look good at all. So if let's say, all right, there's more selling coming forward because of the interest rate factor, then I believe that there's a chance for ARKK to come down all the way to $32. Now, I've been saying that it will come down to $32. I've been saying that I'm still sticking to my gun. I still think that this Cathie Wood share will come down to $32. I'm going to write it down for all of you guys so that you can be very clear on this right now, right? $32, okay? Actually, no, $32. All right, so that is Cathie Wood. Now, the thing is this: you can see across the board yesterday, most of the tech share went up, but there's one particular counter that was down, and that's Facebook or Meta. Now, I'm be honest with you, it's alright. I kind of believe that Meta is going to get into some serious trouble myself, because you can look at it. The stock market is, this counter is not really bearing any fruits, and of course you can see now that despite some recovery of last night, Meta share continued to fall, and the best thing is, the volume has been pretty huge, okay? The volume itself is no kidding. The volume itself is huge. It's probably around this area here. Can't really see the numbers on the site. But nonetheless itself, right, let me just check the volume. Okay, it's about 44 million shares. Okay, that's a lot, because on average itself, this counter runs about 20 million. So the volume has doubled. And from the way I look at it itself, right, it's not good at all, because the last low was somewhere around here. If you put some form of a support level, if you put a support level here, you can see the market has broke below the support level and it's still going down, and the volume tell us. Now, of course, if you look back into history, there were ones that the market breaks down, and then what happened? The share jumps down. Now, there was huge volume and the market did recover, but just after that, it just gave back everything. So if you look back into history again, all right, just before the stock split, I believe. Okay, yep. Okay, so there was huge volume here, and the price went down. So from the way I look at this counter, there is a chance for Facebook to come down to 136 level, and I believe that is going to happen. Yes, and of course, the more it goes down, it's how you're going to drag down all the other social media platform, and that might be bad. And of course, like company at Twitter, well, we may see some more selling. All right. So of course, there's something to talk about Tesla. Now, of course, we all know that recently Tesla has been pretty hot. Why? Because they have released a lot of information about their new factories, and Elon Musk is very confident that the new factory itself is going to help them make a lot of money. But at the same time, what am I not comfortable is that the chief accounting officer, all right, the chief financial officer, they are actually dumping shares. Now, the thing is this: they are not dumping at the best price, but this, if you look back into Tesla share, you can see that it's not a too bad price. In fact, if you look at Tesla right now, Tesla share is back to the level whereby after the stock split, so it's kind of still at a high level if you compare versus here. So if you were to ask me, right, it seems that the boys are selling their shares even though they are confident with their so-called futures earnings. So sometimes in life you have to be smart, okay? Now, of course, you may say that maybe they're taking profit and enjoy their coming Christmas. I don't know, but my point is this: if let's say history can speak for itself, then the last time when Elon Musk sold out his shares, within 3 weeks later, Tesla share came down quite a fair bit. So I suspect that this might actually be happening again. All right. So of course, another seasoned investor, Mark Mobius, all right, we all read his book before. He says that, right, the US needs to substantially have a high interest rate, and the thing is this, he say it has to be at least 9%. Oh my god. Now we are now at 2.75 to 3.5%, and we are already, having a lot of problem here. Imagine if the interest rate goes up to 9%. I cannot imagine that. So I don't think so. Sorry, I'm not Mark himself, but I just don't think so. We can go to 9%, but I believe that 4.5% is something I felt that will be more comfortable than not. And of course, in his interview in Bloomberg, he also said that the CBOE VIX actually is moving up. It's quite interesting. But he also mentioned that this cryptocurrency space is something that the policymakers are missing it out. And I think that he's trying to tell you there'll be a bearishness here. Now, wait a minute. I just will clarify myself. I don't think he talked about the VIX. Sorry, this is my bad. It was flashed during the Bloomberg interview, but I don't think about VIX. But in my opinion, I told you guys, VIX itself at any point between 23 to 24, you can buy some VIX, and now VIX at 27. So congratulations for you guys. It's about up by 15%. Congrats, huh? Okay. Sorry for the misrepresentation over here for Mark. Apology on that. Okay, now the more important thing is tomorrow. Now tomorrow itself is actually the quadruple, which again, oh my god, times go fast. Now ignore the calendar dates here. I think there's some error here, but the one that's correct is on March 18, June 17, September 16. Now tomorrow is September 16, and quadruple witching is whereby you have the single stock option, the stock index options, the stock index futures, and the stock futures. The four of them will expire. But the question is, okay, so what will happen now? Take a look right here. I prepared for you. Now, apparently, it's on 18th of March and 17th of June, there will be huge volume traded, that's for sure. All right, prior to that itself, back on 18th of March, the market continued to go up instead before coming down, okay? Then on the June period, the market actually came down, and that was the low point before the market recovers. So based on what we're seeing right now, it has a similarity of what happened in 17 June. So which means that if tomorrow there is going to be a little bit of selling, it's kind of expected, but the market after that should be going up. All right, that is what it should do based on what we saw on 18 and 17 of June, right? 18 of March and 17 of June. But the question is this, don't forget this, today, there will be the start of the first batch QT, all right, the so-called higher amount, $90 billion. So that may change the whole thing here. So I suspect that today and tomorrow, the market will be pretty sideways, or the market will be very volatile, and this could actually change the entire trend. So by right itself, I repeat, it should be going up. But if the market thinks that this is the end of this good time, it's time to get out of this, then I can tell you this, there's a high chance the market may drop all the way down to 3,800 level. So I'm going to write it down for you guys just in case you forgot. Now, the upside potential is going to be up to maybe 4,100 at best, okay? That's how I see it. But the downside potential itself is 3,800. And of course, we all know that this Mike Wilson, right? He is looking at 3,400, all right? So this is a much lower level. And of course, they're also going saying that Michael Burry is looking at even lower level, but I want to leave it alone. We'll talk about this next time, but there's something to watch out for. Okay, so traders, there's a lot of news today, and hope you enjoy this session, okay? All right, hope you enjoyed that. Good. Okay, let me just go back. All right, so let's look at the charts right now and see what the market has to offer us for today. Okay, so let's just look at the China market first. The China market this morning has again tested my MA30 and again got rejected. Now, my MA30 is damn powerful. Can you see that? Every time the market hits the MA30, the market go past it initially, but the selling will bring it back down again. And this is not good at all. Like I said, you need a catalyst, and that might bring the entire China market back down to 13,000 level, China A50, all right? Then, of course, for the USA Dow Jones, now we saw a very strong dip and recover. In fact, the dip actually came in very, very late. In fact, yesterday itself, right? Let me just show it to you, the 15-minute chart, so you understand this better. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so you can see what happened. It was a whole day. It was just like a computer, like AI bots, or just ding-donging throughout the whole night. You can see that they slam it down and bring it up. They slam it down, they bring it up. So that means that there's a lot of AI ongoing. towards the last hour, 2 hours, there was some sell-off and break the low of the day. And at time itself, right, we thought that that could be the end, but very fast the market recover and bring it back up again to almost to the doji closing. So now what we're having now is the same thing exactly, and of course this is very important, right? This is very important itself, that the market need to find a space here itself. If the market actually goes down, all right, it's going to go back and test down to 30,900 series level. All right, so traders, you need to watch out for that. Yeah. Okay, so from this point here, now the 31,411 is still going to be the interesting imaginary resistance. And if the market do dip further, that could be this level to watch out for, 30,488 level. All right. Okay, so for using my TWB system right now, let me just update my chart for a moment. Well, you can see still the same thing. We have the KSI and the KRW still staying red, and the market is doji directional day. Okay, so what to look out for? Today's opening price is 31,201. Now, if the market and the MLP today is 31,202, okay, so that means that if the market can stay above, all right, can stay above 31,202, there should be some upside. Okay, the upside itself may be to KTR plus 1. Let me take a look right now. The KTR plus 1. If the upside is to go up itself, we can go to 31,318 level. But the thing is this, the market is also holding on to pivot 1 at 31,172. So if the market pulls back below OP and below pivot 1, then there's a stack here itself at 31,090, and then the further downside could stretch all the way down to KTR minus 3, and that's 30,850. But of course, at the moment now, I have no view on what's going to happen. I think that the market goes sideways for a while before it makes its move. And since today's DJDD, most likely we have to watch the OP very, very closely. All right, so that is something to watch out for. The NASDAQ is kind of resisted now at the pivot 1 at 12,177. All right, the MLP is 12,117. Hence, therefore, as long as the market stays above the MLP, we are kind of safe. Now, the KRW have a bit of mixed bag. The KSI stays red and it's uptick, but KRW shows buying interest. So there's a bit of sideways. And for traders, if you are buying and trading on this counter, you may be kind of like whip around by them. Yeah. Okay, for the S&P 500, we can see quickly now, the S&P 500 has turned the KSI stay red, and the KRW is no longer there. So that's the reason why my new indicator have an arrow on top. That means that if the market loses 39.49, which is the MLP level, there could be some selling. All right, so basically I believe that the NASDAQ hold a very, very important role right now. Now for the Nikkei. Now the Nikkei today has kind of sideways bet. Also, we have the KSI red, that's why we have some selling, but the KRW is green or cyan color. Hence, therefore, the recovery is there. So kind of like pressing the market to end more like a doji formation. Yep. Now for Hong Kong market, it has recovered. Now this morning it gapped down a bit, but the MLP was there, 18,838, and once the market stays above there, the market has recovered. And of course, it's a DJDD. Hence, therefore, if there's going to be upside itself, it's kind of expected. The only problem is that both KSI and KRW are both red in color. This actually tells me that there should be some downside coming in very, very soon. And of course, for DAX today, now DAX has basically gapped down and trading higher. That's strong resistance at 13,090 and 13,072. Now, of course, if the market can break above it, then the buying should resume. All right, the KSI and KW both are green and cyan, so that means that there's some buying interest here, and that's the reason why most likely today, when you see this, the DAX chart itself, right, you can see the moment it opened, straight away the buying came in, but it got resisted right now by the MA30. That's why the two green dots are there. Traders need to watch out for this. Now, what will happen if the market continue to fall? Once you break OP, the selling will come in very strongly. But at the same time, if the market goes up again to 13,131, I think that we should just stop. Okay, no more selling and let the market run out a little bit. Yeah, traders, you need to take note of that. Last but not least, we have the oil market. Now, oil, I'm telling you guys to look out for buying, and indeed, it really happened. Now, oil actually hit the bottom at about $80.93. That was about 6 days ago, a very good level, and now it's up by 10%. The market from here has went up all the way. So there's only two expecting to happen. One is that there is some ongoing, economic factor that bringing crude oil higher, maybe some some spillage or some attacks on the oil refineries. If not itself, watch out for this. This is a very important move. If the market do a CCRY right now, then that means that the market is going to go up again. Okay, going up again, that means that it can go all the way to $90.36. Okay. All right, for the KSI and KSW, it's kind of mixed bag, yeah. So we don't have much to offer. Okay, so that we have that for oil. Let's look at the gold market, shall we? All right, the gold market is still coming down, and I've been telling you guys this. Gold will likely be heading towards 1673 level. I'm pretty confident today is day number 3. If the market persists the selling continue, 1673 should be the first support for gold. All right. Now the thing is, the KSI is still staying red, but my cyan is turning blue, so it's kind of mixed back again. So what I expect, that means that the market will still go down, just that the downside is not as bad. Okay, not as bad, yeah. Okay, how about silver? Silver is trying to hold its water and it's trying to stay now above the MLP of 1947.5. Okay, as long as it stays above and another few more rounds, we should be able to hit the target. All right, so watch out for this. Okay. Right, then we have our Bitcoin and Ethereum. I just mentioned to you on news. All right, so what we have over here is that the Ethereum is recovering. It hit MLP and recovered. Cross pivot 1 right now. As long as the market stays above it, there should be some recovery. Okay, KSI has been staying green all this while, so there's no way that you can see that the market, although it came off right, it didn't close near the low of the day. Yep. Okay, so we have covered Ethereum. Let's look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, we have a slam dunk on Tuesday, and now is still trying to force its way above the 20,000 mark, which it had done just marginally ago. So if the market failed to stay above the 20,000 mark and then stay like down to 18, to down below 20,000, I strongly believe that there's a chance that this Bitcoin will come back down to 19,000 again. And of course, if a stroke of luck, we may even get it at the BNB level at 17,330. Okay, this is something that 2 numbers we're watching out for. But of course, we will let the market decide. Yep. Okay, so just to give a bit of teaser and help over here is someone asked me a question about this dollar yen. I will just do a quick one before we end today's session. Now, dollar yen, as you can see right now, is still moving up because the US dollar is still firming itself. The KSI stay green and the blue bars are still the same. So which means that if the market continue to move on, then of course the dollar yen to go towards 147.73 is not going to be a dream, all right? It's actually possible, yeah? So for that to happen, right, the dollar yen must go by another 400 pips, 400 points, so which means that 400 pips. So which means that, right, the US interest rate had to go another 4 to what, 4.5, 5.5, something like that along the way. All right, so traders, you need to be paying attention to details. And I wish you all the best. This is Cal signing off. Have a great day. Bye-bye.